Kenney campaigned on kickstarting the economy in an effort to get people back to work. And one of the first things he did after being sworn in was introducing proposed tax cuts for corporations. But what else can be done to bring investors to Alberta? This is where we bring in Danielle Smith from Global News Radio, 770 CHQR. Good morning, Danielle. I think there's a report coming out today that you're going to be looking at.
There is. It's secondstreet.org. Colin Craig used to be with the Canadian Taxpayers Federation, and he started up a new institute. I think this might be their second or third study. But there's always been this question of how much business investment have we lost in Alberta as we've gone through this downturn, as we've gone through the uncertainty in the regulatory environment, as we've gone through outright delays that has shaken investor confidence. They've gone through and they have itemized it. Now, they don't look at they're not able to calculate the full range of jobs that have been lost by it, just because they don't have not every project estimates how many jobs would be created. But they have they're going to be releasing at 9 o'clock today the total number. Plus, they also don't go through and itemize the indirect cost. But the main purpose of doing this study is to demonstrate that politicians love to do ribbon cutting on infrastructure projects that they take taxpayer dollars for and spend money on, and then announce with great fanfare all the jobs that are being created. Meanwhile, the private sector has tens of thousands of dollars that they are billions of dollars and tens of thousands of jobs they're prepared to create on their own, and that's kind of the silent story. We don't go through and look at all of the ways in which we are foregoing that opportunity because governments refuse to make the proper decision. So I think Colin Craig is going to try to get that kind of argument front and center so that politicians understand that there's a cost associated with saying no, and they can't just be patting themselves on the back every time they announce a new entertainment district or some new bridge project, because that money's got to come from somewhere, and it comes from the private sector. So
he's going to outline all the problems. I don't suppose he's going to throw in some solutions in there as well.
I think the main thing, as I was reading through the draft of the report, I was getting the impression that one of the things that we need to do is we need to give government some incentive to claim credit when they allow a project to succeed. Maybe governments need to be part of every single private sector announcement so they can pat themselves on the back for a streamlined regulatory process that allows for projects to go ahead, creating 10,000 new jobs, and they might see it through the same lens that they do the projects that they announce for themselves. I'll see if he's got any more practical solutions, but I think identifying the nature of the problem and then essentially asking government to just get out of the way, streamline the processes so that these projects can get going. That seems to be the main message.
I think I feel your passion around this one, Danielle. Thanks for your time. Have a good show.
My pleasure. Thanks.